Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers!
Hello, curling fans, and welcome to the Archie Browning Sports Center in Esquimalt, BC. It's the British Columbia Curling Championships right here live on Curling Stadium. We have this matchup between Team Cameron de Jong and Jay Wakefield. Team de Jong out of Victoria, BC. They are 1-0 entering this matchup, and Team Wakefield 2-0. After their first 2 games of round-robin play. Good day to you. My name is Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Alex Duncan Wu, and Rory McCusker is our producer today. It is Team de Jong throwing the Redstones, and we're underway. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Dave. Thank you for the beautiful intro. I'm excited to watch this matchup between the 2 undefeated teams. Both teams having really good tour seasons and hoping to continue their success into provincials this week.
And we see the first stone coming right into the ring, so we might see a little bit of a up and down end to get ourselves started here. And we've seen a lot of Team de Jong on Curling Stadium this year thus far, but not so much about Wakefield. Tell us a little bit about their squad.
Yeah, the squad's been together at least 2 years now, and yes, they don't play as much as Team de Jong, but they've had quite a bit of success this year. Really good year on the BC tour, making a finals appearance in Golniers and actually beating Team de Jong in that event to qualify for the finals. So not a name that many people have heard of, but definitely a really good curling team. I think they're going to put on a good performance today and give Team de Jong a good run for their money.
Horvath holds that line. Hit stays right there. We have a long weekend of curling still ahead of us. We started yesterday, and we'll be going all the way through to Sunday. We're going to have every draw of every game right here on Curling Stadium, so keep it right here. And if you haven't subscribed to Curling Zone on YouTube, please do. We have this event and many, many more throughout the year. You can stay up to date on all your favorite teams in action all throughout the year. So just give us a like there and a subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. It certainly helps to make it more and more possible for us to bring you curling action all the year long. We're going to hang on to this one, and it's just going to come right back to the middle. So looks like we're on an express train to Blanksville, Alex.
Yeah, and I know Team Wakefield for sure, they quite enjoy this style of game. I think they're a really good hitting team. And honestly, in a 10-inning game, I think just getting those first few rocks down with no danger it's really a good place to start a curling game. And even though it's boring for the fans, I know.
Well, it does allow you to have A little bit of time banked.
Yeah, it's true. Time's definitely a factor. I mean, when you're playing on the tour events without clocks, sometimes it can be a real thinking matchup. Can take a while. So I think the time clocks do play an important factor and maybe a factor in them choosing to run this end up and down.
And up and down, they still continue to march. From Westminster.
Yeah, both teams just playing kind of that easy control weight, soft board weight. Not really any no panic in any of these shots so far, which is good to see. It means the ice surface is really predictable, I think, and these at this level, these shots are pretty cut and dry.
Somehow that last peel out always seems to be a little bit tougher, though. See that team from Victoria. Now, if you're a resident of the U.S., you mainly know Victoria as a mandatory port call on your way to a cruise to Alaska.
Same with Vancouver sometimes too.
Well, they'll start from Vancouver and then just do that round trip, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're leaving from Seattle, you always go to Victoria. That is due to a piece of legislation that dates back to about 1900, Alex, known as the Jones Act, saying that any ship that sails between two U.S. ports has to be U.S. flagged, unless it makes a port call at a distant foreign port. Now, I've been to Seattle, I've been to Victoria. They're not distant.
No, they're not.
But somehow, through some level of graft, shocker, that got approved.
It's a good place to stop, though. I will say that.
Oh, it's a lovely place to go out and take a walk for sure. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Did one cruise where our stops in BC were Victoria, and we also stopped in Nanaimo, which was really neat. Not the most common stop for a lot of people.
No, but there's more to the island than just Victoria.
Oh yes, for sure.
And it's a very beautiful, place to go up and down. Just hanging on the edge, it looks like.
Yep, just hanging around there. So here comes down De Jong. Who has grown in his full winter fur. With his first and two here in the opener. And that one is really, really close to being on there.
They haven't looked at it yet, so it looks like they're pretty confident.
Pretty sure it's
not
off.
in, but
I would want to be. I would want to be really sure.
I think so too. It looks like Jay's confident, though. They're gonna try to. Well, they're gonna ignore it at least and try to maybe sneak one behind there.
Okay, so sneak one behind there. Maybe. Now, how deep would you be trying to maybe get it even a little shade underneath the one that's there? So to bring a possible wreck into play?
I think he would, but that rock is
It's really
almost
tough,
at the
don't get me
tee
wrong.
Ready? Yeah, I think this is more just trying to get one over there and maybe make him throw the inside out path would be a little harder for most people.
Coming on down for Wakefield here. Trying to get cutesy. This is starting to look downright cute. Will it finish off all the way? Not a bad effort at all. See that great camera shot there. The redstone clearly out.
Yeah, that is a really good effort. You are, if anything, forcing Cam to now throw the inside out path. And you never know, this rock could curl unexpectedly and maybe get a cheeky deuce, but that blue rock is pretty much fully open, so I expect a make here from Cam.
You see there in the back the time clocks. Both teams are afforded 38 minutes for the 10 innings with one timeout each. Of course, that's just a thinking time while the stones are not in motion. Just off and on, there's a heavy clean. Couple little licks at the end. Make contact. Slide on over to the back 8. And now the blank attempt will be underway. Just taking one more look to make sure. So here's Jay Wakefield. Final stone of the opening end. Makes a hit. Will it get all the way out? Yes, it will. The blank is in the books. Wakefield will hold on to that hammer. They're going to take a quick look at it and say, yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll be back with you in just a moment from BC.
The Kia Victoria experience is a different and better way to purchase a vehicle. We believe that the more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, we're talking about putting the customer's needs first. It's about being honest and transparent, both in sales and in the service department, and it's also about treating everyone equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be impressed with the people that you meet and impressed with the product.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made with care, intention, and respect for the process. Every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
And welcome back to Esquimalt for the Curl BC Championships here at the Archie Browning Curling Center. It was a blank end of the opener. Jay Wakefield retains a hammer throwing the Bluestones. This event is not possible without all the great sponsors. We'd like to thank our presenting sponsors: Best Western, Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, Digital Direct, and AMJ Moving. Our platinum sponsors, Kia Victoria and Peninsula Co-op, and our government and community partners, the Greater Victoria Sport Tourism Commission, the Governor of BC, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt. So we had that up and down end in the first there, Alex. Well, looks like teams are looking to get into it a little bit now here in the second.
Yeah, I think both teams kind of getting what they wanted there. 10 innings, right? Save some time. And yeah, Team Cam Jong feeling comfortable going right after it with a center guard, and looks like we're gonna get some offense, which is good.
So game on. Here we go. You see them trying to set up those angles back and forth here. Standard opening seems anymore.
Yeah, lots of back and forth trying to get that perfect angle for maybe a nice run back. It looks like already some decisions. Looks like they're gonna throw one more in there.
So here's Alex Horvath.
Ooh,
Gets a little rub. It's still going to be okay, though, I think.
still gonna be really good.
But it did just put a little bit of a stagger in there. So now if Wakefield can get one inside of that, he might be able to flip the script.
A really nice sweep by Corey Chester there to hold it all the way. I think he was on that from hog line to hog line.
So here's Chris Parkinson. Dang on the brush. Really tight. This one gets a
Oh.
much bigger rub. That one did not rub it just the right way. They stay with it, get a little bit of a finish. They might be able to use it later. They do lie two at the moment.
Yeah, one thing I noticed watching both teams practice is they seem to be taking a bit more ice coming off the wall. We are on sheet E, I believe, which is one of the wall sheets. So something to note, as we've seen 2 rocks in a row there just kinda curl hard off the wall.
So they're going to take this one on with bumper weight. Already trying to carve it over. It's Middleton. They're going to get a piece, but it's going to flop off. It's another chance for Wakefield here. You
Yeah,
in love
still
with that? Yeah, are you in love with that hit and roll?
I don't mind it. I mean, it's still early, so I don't expect these teams to be really trying to push hard for any deuces, trying to create too much danger. It is still a very interesting setup. This end could still go either way. I wouldn't say either team is really set up for anything strong at the moment. So it looks like team's just gonna try to exchange these hits, try to maybe get some curl here, and oh, very nice shot there.
Yeah, they do get the roll under. Now, my only concern with that is because it was always going to roll behind the tee line. And you make this draw, and you're taking the end away from Wakefield real quick.
Sterling and Corey there looks like having a little discussion on the weight.
I thought they were going to talk about how they were going to stir their raffle tickets up. You can go to curlbc.ca/5050 raffle to get yours. Well, they are on this from coast to coast, so you're going to have to really drag this one hard to get all the way there, and it's going to be significantly short. Interesting
Unfortunate
angles,
there. Yeah, I'm not sure if De Jong's going to be too happy with that. We'll see what Jay goes here. It's again very interesting end, but he does have 3 blue ones in there already with a chance to maybe hit a 4th one in there.
So he's thinking of guarding that.
Jay's talking about the guard, yeah.
Yeah, because the first thing when those stones came to rest is I started looking at those angles on those reds. If De Jong were to hit half a rock on the intern side, on the outside, it would probably drive the red into the next red, into the blue, onto the other blue. It all matter of how much it drags. You might actually be able to kill both the blues off the 4-foot.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jay's not considering the hit here on the reds. It looks like he can kill for sure 1 and maybe 2 and just leave his shooter there. On the other side, though, those reds are protecting their 2 shot stones there in the 4-foot, so maybe opting to just leave those there and let Team De Jong try to deal with those.
So they're going to play the other side of the sheet. Well, that guards, well, not a whole lot.
Yeah, I believe they're playing the draw there, Dave, so unfortunate miss. But there are still 2 shot stones there for De Jong to deal with, so it's going to be the run back here.
Sterling Middleton. Kicks and fires. Trying to bring down the sword of Damocles. Gets one moving and just shoots the Wakefield stone straight on by. Still 2 stones for Wakefield, but lots of red accumulating in front of him. Has to give Wakefield some pause.
Yeah, really unfortunate on the run back, just missing I believe they were trying to send the blue onto that red there that Jay just tapped and try to maybe get some action on shot stone. Just whizzed it by, so still a good result from Sterling there.
McGrady. Deng is getting his licks in today. And that one just zings by.
I believe that was a call from Jay there, just trying to play some angles again, leave a blue up there maybe for later in the end. Really entertaining end though, lots of unique angles, and
So what do you think is the best shot in the sheet right now?
I think it looks like Cam's gonna do what he tried to do in the last shot, which is run that blue onto the yellow stone, or sorry, the red stone, the closest red stone, and then maybe get some action on the shot stones. First shot, second shot. At this point, it's perhaps a bit of damage control from Cam. Just trying to kill at least one of the blue stones to try to get this force.
Takes just a skosh less ice. His first of 2 here in the second. Trying to walk it over. Gets action on him, moves him. And changes the complexion very much. It's one stone in there for Wakefield, surrounded by a cadre of reds.
Very good shot from Cam. I think exactly what he was looking for. Still some opportunity here for Team Wakefield, though. If Jay can make a nice draw in set 2 again, it's going to force Cam to make another nice shot to try to get his force. So really back and forth and really entertaining. We'll see what Jay can cook up here. Try to get one in the forfeit set 2. Right where Daniel's broom is, I think, is a perfect spot.
So Wakefield trying to put the pressure back on. Eli's one, trying to come all the way around the outside here. Around the outside. Can they get around the outside? Good scrub there. Now it's all about the weight. Well, gets around a beautiful line, just probably 6 inches too much weight.
Yeah, well
If you're
played
Cam,
there from the sweepers.
Sure. Now, if you're Cam, you just were given a roadmap on how to get there if you want to do it. But that's all obviously fraught with peril. Do you have a better play in the middle there?
So I think he's looking at these 2 reds,
To be a little
seeing
bit
if
more
they're lined
specific.
up.
Yeah.
And see if those 2 reds are lined up to get it onto
So the one on
either
the 4
shot
foot,
stone.
the one on the 4 foot, and the one that's full 8. Now you had to go through that stagger there to get there.
I think
Or you
Sterling's
could do
maybe
it.
talking.
You could do it that way, sure.
Yeah, run the red in there.
My only problem with that is it's gonna leave a shot back to move it, but it's certainly the easier way to make the shot you're looking to throw. So you could also be trying to just play the straight run back and just nut it right there. I like the tap, tappity, tap, tap, tap.
The tap, jingle, tap, and end up on the button.
So yeah, one of them.
Something like that.
So DeYoung, pretty good amount of weight here, trying to carve it over now straight. They think it's really close. Tap, tappity, tap. Oh, and it just
Ooh.
shifts and shafts and jiggles on all the way through to the back. It's going to be an open draw for 2. Let's see that again, Rory. Take us through it.
Big line here, just got Alex curling it, straighten it out. I think they were thinking that those 2 reds were gonna drag over a bit more and try to get onto the left blue stone as we see it, but it ended up missing that stone and actually hit the other stone and rolled out.
See, I was really surprised with the weight there. I just thought they were just kind of trying to advance him up. But anyway, final stone of the second end. Wakefield has 1 in his pocket, needs full 8 for a 2. They're going to have to brush this one hard to get there. Get past the guard. Now keep it moving. Heads down, gentlemen. Heads down. Deg's going to come on out. And he's just going to come out for moral support at this point. It's going to be a single point for Wakefield. DeYoung will have the hammer in 3 when we come back. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Involved to get in with the strategy, right?
And welcome back to Esquimalt. It's the BC Curling Championships. Single point went on the board for Jay Wakefield. Had a chance to get his 2 there in the second, Alex.
Yeah, really lots of interesting angles and strategical decisions to consider in that end. I think both teams played it well, and I think that end really could have gone 50-50. I think Cam's last shot there was maybe just a couple inches from having a really good result. At the end, letting Jay off the hook a bit, giving him a draw for 2, unfortunately just coming up a bit light there.
Well, it's early dibs in the Christmas list there. So you see that long guard is not on the center line, so it's not protected by the no tick rule. Lets you be a little bit more aggressive digging this out.
Daniel Dang throwing lead stones for this Wakefield rink.
And they are past the guard, and they're going to bury underneath of it very nicely.
Yeah, great management by the sweepers and also great line call by Jay there. It's always it's always nerve-wracking getting close to the guard that close and still calling curl, but you know these teams are really locked in on that and able to make precise line calls like that shows, I think, the skill of these 2 teams.
Nerves of steel.
Two
We're
nice
getting our
stones there.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
No, sorry, I should say two nice stones there from Corey Chester, matching Daniel from the Leeds positions.
And coach at our club often says that he can, after the leads and seconds are done throwing, I'll tell you the score of an end.
It's very important, those setup shots.
Now, see, that had a beautiful line, but it really needed another 2 feet of weight, right?
Yeah, I saw Jay motioning like to the back four, back eight there. So maybe the sweepers were calling it heavy, but that ended up top 12. So still a good setup though from both teams. I mean, those angles from Jay are pretty good from Team Wakefield. Alex gonna try and play this hidden roll. It looks like sit two early in the end.
Middleton is unable to hold it. It does wreck on the guard, and it's going to slide on by.
Still some nice blues up there for Jay. It's another good setup so far. Lots of ice here. And looking at pregame practice, these teams were only taking 3 to 4 feet of ice for the draw of the button. Looks like there's, if anything, more curl now, and they're out into the 12 foot with their ice. So really great ice conditions at the Archie Browning Sports Center in Esquimalt. I think that's really good for these players to be able to bring out the best of their skills.
I think more than anything else, it's, of course, we want to have a lot of curl, a lot of finish, good speed. But if nothing else, we want it to be consistent.
Absolutely. Consistent ice is what allows these curlers to play their best. Not that these curlers can't play well on other ice conditions, but when you know that speed and that amount of curl, even if it's 13.5, 14.5, doesn't matter what that speed is, but if the players can lock in on that speed and know that it's going to be close, that creates, I think, the best opportunity for good shots and well played games.
And ultimately, just as looking at it from a sports standpoint, be it the brushing, the ice conditions, I want a good throw to be rewarded and a poor throw to be punished. Ultimately. That will allow the cream to rise to the top. So now we see Jay's just going to throw the halfway guard here.
Looks like they're calling a little deep on this one. We'll see if. Looks like Chris there's trying to get it over, and it is coming off. So
Get those last little licks in.
just a bit off the center line, but I think it'll do. At this point in the game, it's still early. Team Beyond not really needing to go hard for their deuce at this point. Just trying to make sure that there's maybe no big steals in play, and just making sure
Middleton
the
looking
middle.
for the triple. He gets just the single one over the top. Will that one get up over the edge? No, it won't. Just hit a little bit too full there.
That's still well played. It removes a couple blue stones from the middle. Jay kind of switching gears now. You could guard this again, but that red is half open on the right-hand side as we see it from the overhead. So opting to try to remove that second shot stone with a short run back here from Matt McCready.
And they surgically remove the De Jong stone there. And they lie 4.
Yeah, really well played. Looks like it's going to be cleanup duty here for Sterling. Trying to go not double, but triple.
Gets 1, 2, just over the
Oh.
top of the third one. Great effort by Middleton.
Sterling gets his double. Doing some nice work there to try to give Cam a shot on his last. Really Team Wakefield in control this end though, and Jay's going to have an opportunity to guard that shot stone and make it really hard for Cam to score here without a nice run back from him.
Jay Wakefield.
This one's hanging a bit as well, just like Matt's last guard. Chris Parkinson really trying hard to get it over there.
Does not get to the rings. Do you take on the flat double there? Or do you try to...
I mean, the flat double's an option. I think Cam, with that guard just under curling, I think Cam thinks he can get under with the soft hack weight, maybe a backline weight. Maybe go for a cheeky skips deuce that way. I like this call from Cam. The double is definitely there if he needed it, but it would be really tough and he'd have to throw it awfully hard. Whereas this shot gives the sweeper some ability to help him manage it and try to get that last finish to try to get under the center guard with like hack weight.
So first of 2 for Cam De Jong. This one's not going to get across the face. Just about gets to nose. And does not clear the stone out of the back, so pick this out. The force is on.
Now does Jay dare try to get underneath? Try to do what Cam was doing, but
I'd say as long as you kill that redstone, I would dare. Jamming it would be bad.
It's interesting. We saw. I mean, it looked like Cam had solid weight on that hack waiter, but he wasn't able to get the blue rock out of the ring. So I think weight's going to be really important here for Jay. Try to get underneath.
Final stone of the third for Wakefield. Pick this one up pretty much right out of his hand. And it's going to be just a hit and stick for a single point.
Yeah, nice shot there by Jay, not trying to be too cute with it. I think he's really happy with his force here in the third end. Take the hammer back for the fourth, and really well played to convert that force all the way through the end.
Final stone of the third end. DeYoung facing 3 needs to hit and stick to get a single point. Just a heavy clean, usually a great sign. And the skip gets the single. We're all tied up at 1. Fourth end action coming up after this on Curling Stadium.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
And welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center here in Esquimalt. All tied up here between Cameron DeYoung and Jay Wakefield. 1 stone apiece. Wakefield has the hammer, throwing the blue stones here in end number 4. Thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Stadium. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Alex Duncan Wu, and Rory McCusker is on the 1s and 2s, making the magic happen.
Well played game so far. Nothing surprising considering both these teams are undefeated, know the ice surface well. It's going to be, I believe, a close match all the way through.
Yeah, DeYoung got their opening win by a score of 8-3 over Wood in their first matchup.
Yeah, reigning champions. I mean, this team definitely being one of the favorites, being the defending champions, lots of expectations. But again, all these teams are extremely competitive, especially Wakefield, having beat them in their only matchup this year. So, anyone's game. And that's really exciting for BC curling, I think.
Of course, the winner of this event will go to the Montana's Briar. And the women's side, they're fighting for the chance to go to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Yeah, really exciting. Briar and Newfoundland this year. Brad Gushi's last, as we all know. I believe it's in St. John's, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, Brad Gushi's last. Nice little, probably what, 6-7 hour flight for whichever these teams win. Going coast to coast.
St. John's isn't close to anywhere. So it would be let's see, if I had to try to get there, I'd have to probably go through Toronto or Montreal.
Yeah, definitely no direct flights from the West Coast. Probably, Toronto.
And the wonderful magical marvel that is Lester Pearson International Airport. And we'll just leave that there.
Just a little while on that last one from Alex Horvath, fellow Alex. Gonna give Chris Parkinson a chance to get underneath and set up another nice end for Wakefield.
Push the DeYoung stone through. Still DeYoung sitting shot stone. Second, third, and fourth belong to Wakefield.
Looks like we're gonna keep playing the hin roll game. Try and get underneath first.
And now Milton on the carve. Trying to walk it over. Now, and only sauntered a couple steps. Pretty much just to the dead nose.
Yeah, when you throw 3 or 4 hits in a row down the same path, it almost feels harder to get underneath after each throw because the ice gets to that little bit straighter every time.
A little straighter, a little keener, a little faster.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's one of the most important things for a front end player. Your best front ends don't just sit there and wait for the skip or third to come back and throw. They're talking about saying, where's it going to go? Have we been here before? What was the time? What was the speed? So you have all those things that you're having that conversation. You're not surprised.
Little
Take another
replay
look at this
action
one.
here.
Yep. So you just take that stone, drive it across, kill them both. Yeah. At least severely wound one of them.
Far enough, far enough. It's still sitting second back there, but wide open now.
I'm going to ask Sterling Milton to draw around the outside here.
Yeah, you were talking about the front ends here, Dave, and both these teams have extremely strong front ends, in my opinion. We can just see with the sweeping ability, both these teams really know how to handle the brush. They're really sharp on the straight and on the carve, especially to try to get those last few licks in there, and that's just that ability to switch like that, like Corey and Alex are doing right there.
And they're going to try to nestle it through the hole. Oh, it just wicks by, but to a pretty good spot for DeYoung. That was so close to being so good. But still not bad.
Yeah, still really nice. I mean, yeah, just that kind of that dance that the front end's doing. That straight curl. The teams that are doing that well are able to make some really impressive shots, like those tight gaps and shots like that.
I think this one's a little bit hot. They don't even want to touch it. This is not going to come up, so they're going to play a little bit of a plan B here. Not a bad plan B, but what do you see left here?
I would be worried if I was Cams. He's still got some trouble to deal with here in the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw some kind of run back here. Maybe on that red stone, that's red center guard. Maybe try run that back into a couple of blue stones. Looks like he's going to opt to maybe just try to make this slash double, this blue stone on the left side onto the shot blue stone. Sterling can throw it hard, so we'll see what he can do here. Oh, not throwing it too hard.
So it's Middleton at a medium pace. Off and on, pretty close. Can you slash it over? Oh, you split the uprights
and
go through everything. Oi, Gevilts.
Middleton right through the middle. Unfortunate result.
So these things happen in curling. So now you just got given that. You're Jay Wakefield. He's going to try a draw around here from the right side.
Yeah, this is what we would call a make after a miss. So getting that break from Team De Jong here. Matt's really going to try to want to make this good, try to capitalize and put a lot of pressure on Cam for his skip rocks.
You see them having a good long conversation because they haven't thrown a draw out here in quite a bit. They appear to have the line. Now just trying to get the weight just perfect. Get a little tap on yours. Okay, so they lie 3. And now, what does De Jong do?
Yeah, lots of trouble here. I think at this point, Team De Jong's best bet is just try to minimize the damage. There is the blue, red, blue combination on those 3 rocks down the center line. Sterling's doing me a hand and pointed out for us. I think in a perfect world, you could probably throw that that blue, red, blue on the center line or just on the right side of the center line as we see it. That Cam's looking up. Yeah, hit about half a rock there.
Hit what you can see for the most part.
I think you should be able to kill the shot stone, and I think that red in the 8-foot there might roll a bit to the right side as we see on the overhead and towards that would be third shot stone on the right side.
And it gives you the sorry, Alex. It gives you the benefit of leaving those other 2 reds to run with your next, if need be.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaves a bolt in the chamber. So let's see what Cam De Jong can come up with here. His first of 2 in the 4th. Got to get past it, hit it, move up. And after all that, really close to being shot rock.
Oh, that's 50-50 there, but extremely good result.
What a great result. Let's throw a quarter in that replay machine. Rory's out of change.
Inflation's hit us. Now dollar.
I think he's just trying to just pick this. Do you think?
Yeah, I think Jake thinks you can probably hit about half a rock and get that red rock through the hole and out, and maybe even stick your shooter to lie 3. It'd be a pretty precise shot, but it looks there from this angle.
Yeah, holding on to that shooter, that would be a bonus. Because right now, if you don't throw, Cam just hits what he just did through again. And that's going to go for a double all day and twice on Wednesdays. So Jay Wakefield with his first here. Just kind of watching it here. Must be really darn close. And make contact, put it through, and yet do hang on. And you lie 1, 2, and 3.
Extremely well played. I think they had the angles lined up perfectly. They had the weight perfect. Like really just an all-around terrific team shot. It's going to give Cam here a fairly simple double to limit the damage to 2, unless he goes at that hit and roll. I think Sterling going through the same thought process and seeing that hit and roll might jam there on the back red, and I think I'd just go for this double here on those close to blue rocks on the right side and call it a day.
I think you might have to, right? Just kind of limit the damage.
It looks like, however, Cam is opting for the hit and roll. But with this amount of ice, this feels like it should be coming pretty hard. Maybe trying to nestle this shooter up next to the second shot stone on the other side of the house.
Cam DeYoung, his final of the fourth. Gets across the house. Eli shot, but 2, 3, and 4.
Wow, what an opportunity for Jay here. I think Cam just a little bit tight on that one. Just over curling and not killing any of the blues. Gonna give Jay here a nice hack leader for a big score of 4 here in the fourth end.
One of those things that just had to stop just a skosh before, but now an opportunity. And an offer that Jay cannot refuse. So final stone of the fourth end. Jay Wakefield. He's facing 1. Needs his little downweight shot to get 4. Trying to carve it over. Needs to get a good piece of it to move it all the way. Needs to get a really good piece. Oh, they just nick it. And it's going to be a steal of 1 for Cameron DeYoung. Opportunity by the wayside for Wakefield. He'll have the hammer when we come back in 5. You're watching Curling Stadium.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats, like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back. It was a missed opportunity there for Jay Wakefield, and Jong came away with the steal. And man, just feel like he overthrew that just a skosh, Alex.
You know, those nerves are a little tense there when you've got a big shot for 4, especially in a key moment like that. I agree. I think maybe just a little bit too much weight for the shot that was called, and really unfortunate miss at that time. But still, at the end of the day, it's only a steal of 1, and there's lots of game left to play. And I think you've got to just take that shot, park it, put in the back of your mind, and focus on the task at hand, which is trying to set up for your deuce again in 5.
Well, he'll certainly going to have an opportunity to do that here. And let us take this opportunity to thank our great sponsors of this event, our presenting sponsors: Best Western, Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, where you can get that fat tug, Digital Direct, and AMJ Moving. Our platinum sponsors, Kia Victoria and Peninsula Co-op, and our government community partners, the Greater Victoria Sport Tourism Commission, the BC government, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt. And you can be a part of the fun. Go to curlbc.ca/5050 and get yourself one of our raffle tickets. Right now, the jackpot's over $1,200. Still have one more draw for it to accumulate. It went to like 2,500 last night, Alex.
Good chunk of change.
Cha-ching, ching, get the bling, bling.
And I'm sure that jackpot will only get bigger as the week goes on. Oh, a little bit lucky break there. That rock was protected by the no-take rule, but it did not move off the center line, so
it is still protected.
It is still protected until this shot, after which it will no longer be protected.
What's your 30-second assessment of, has the no-tech been good or bad for the game?
You know, Dave, I think the no-tick rule came into effect because some of the curlers were just so good at the tick that it basically made the free guard zone useless. I think it's been really good for the game in terms of creating offense. If you talk about at the slam level, all they're trying to do is create offense with all the new rule changes, and specifically the 5-rock rule and the no-tick rule, I think, are probably the most important rules for creating offense.
I think the next evolution that we see is some sort of reversion to maybe the Moncton rule and make that be 5 stones. So almost like a mixed doubles rule where all 5 stones are protected from being removed, period.
I thought you were going to go for the 6-rock rule and the 7th-rock rule.
No. I think 5's enough. I think if I were to take another step from there, that's the step I would take. But that's sure to gather some opinions, and I will save them for the time I need to talk through a blank end at a later date.
I mean, I quite enjoy the mixed doubles rules too, actually. I played quite a bit of mixed doubles, and the fact that you can't remove any rocks from play for the first 5 rocks actually makes for some interesting scenarios where, like, you're going in the rings early, knowing your opponents can't hit it. So something like that coming to a 4-person game would be, I think, quite an interesting shift in the strategy.
And it would stop us from having to measure whether something's on the center line.
Yeah, I mean, make our game shorter too, which is another goal. So it's a win-win. Trying to walk that guard over there. We have seen a few guards under curl, I believe, in this spot on the intern side as they're throwing. Or I guess it'd be the clockwise turn. All these 8 players are right-handed, but don't want to upset any left-handers that are out there watching.
Lefties claim to have rights.
McCready hard on the sweep here.
That
bit of a
shuffles the deck a
jingle.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Still going to leave De Jong lying 2, though. And a chance to lie 3 here was this hit and roll.
So the first from Middleton here.
Yeah, chance here to put a lot of pressure on. Lie 2 buried, and very nice.
They hit the little roll underneath. They do lie 1, 2, and 3. Opportunity. Got to maybe make a play on their own blue.
Yeah, they're going to try to play the short run back on the blue stone through the port. I like the weight choice here. It's looks to be about a control, maybe a heavy board weight. And I think the goal of that is to try to make sure both of these rocks, the shooter and the stone that's run back, stick in the rings.
Makes contact. Blue onto the red. Away it goes. Shooter will hang around the top 12. Shot stone under cover. De Jong has a chance to attack.
Yeah, Cam's going to ask how much of that stone you can see. The double's another option too. Hidden roll or flat
Take a
double.
look at it. Yeah.
If
dealer's choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Sterling's looking at that red stone on the center line from the hack, he can probably only see, a third of it, quarter of it. So this is probably the easier shot of the two.
On the way for Middleton. Going to catch it too full. They're going to move it. Kick themselves underneath. Did play the angles a little bit. Not too bad of an outcome.
I think it's a pretty good outcome. I mean, he threw that awfully hard, and I don't think the double was there even if he hit it a little bit thicker. It's going to force a very hard shot, but a makeable shot here for Matt. A little hack waiter back line and try to dig out the shot stone.
So Matt McGrady going to try to chase this. Dig it out. Dang, now Parkinson. Just skinny past the guard. They get the hit. They roll. Do they roll too far? They roll too far. So it is third stone.
Yeah, it looks like I think the weight there was just a little bit heavy. I saw Daniel indicate it right out of the hand, but Jay did the best he could with that to try to hit as much of it as he could. Unfortunately, just yeah, that 2 pounds heavy to roll too far.
So taking a look here, I see a couple different options. You can throw the draw and put the force on there, or pick that blue out and try to hold your shoot. And well, you wouldn't even have to hold your shooter; you'd still be lying too.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. And the draw isn't super easy. You'd have to go wide around that red stone on the left, the red guard on the left hand side as we see it.
You don't think you make it through the middle?
Ooh, through the middle. You could. You'd have to watch out for those two reds though. Or that
You got to look both ways before you cross the street
Across
too.
the
There's
street,
always something to watch
exactly.
for.
I think at this level, this half rock pick is a pretty makeable shot, and it will leave a pretty good result for Team De Jong. So I'm not surprised by this choice of shot.
So De Jong looking to pick this blueberry out. Said I ordered a cranberry muffin, not a blueberry one. And now the force is on, so it'll be a draw more or less to the 4 foot.
Yeah, Jay's got an opportunity here to maybe try to create a skips deuce. Try to wrap one right around to the 4 foot. I believe Jay just said back 4 if my lip reading skills are up to par, so we'll see how far they can sink this around the cluster in the middle.
First to 2 for Wakefield. And they do sink it around. What a great draw there.
Extremely well managed by the sweepers. I mean, their weight judgment is perfect. They managed to over curl that rock in the 8 foot, which is extremely impressive, and still be splitting the T line. It's decision
I
time
think you
for
almost
Cam. Yeah.
right. I mean, I think you almost have to look at that draw now. Or can you think he can dig it out from the
I mean,
intern?
I think he probably can. We saw that half waiter by Matt McCready through the hole, and he seemed to be a little bit up weight, but it still got pretty good curls. So I think if Cam can throw, back line here, I think it should be pretty good to move it, at least to sit 2.
That appears to be the call. Now we're going to have a mound visit by the team. They have 5 mound visits remaining. I make that joke during our spiels that don't have time clocks on them.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to to speed up some games.
Yep.
I know we had like a 3.5 hour game in one of our 10 end qualifier games, and let's just say that some people were not pleased with that amount of time, including perhaps the teams playing on the ice. So
I can think of a few curlers who kind of make it a point just to sit down when that's happening. Final stone for Cameron De Jong, trying to play a really cutesy shot here. They're back and forth on it now on the curl side. Have to be really tight to the guard. Yes, you are. Tight to the second one. Get enough of it? No, it's not enough of it. Oh. So he gave it his level best, but it wasn't enough. And Wakefield will have a shot for two.
Yeah, once again, really close. Again, I think just that 2 to 4 feet of extra weight there is just enough to keep the rock straight enough from not making that shot. That was probably maybe a hack to board weight when he needed back line, back 12.
Final stone of the fifth end. He's got one in his pocket, looking for one more. They're waiting for this one to settle on in. And the backing is there. It's all good in the hood. Put two up for blue. They take a 3-2 advantage as we head to the fifth end break. We'll be back on Curling Stadium.
Yes, yes.
Curl in.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh boy.
Wailing.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
Welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center. Dave Schmel and Alex Duncan with you. We're in the middle of the fifth end break, and we're going to take you around the rings and give you the other scores.
Yeah, we've got 3 other games going on here at the Archie Browning Sports Complex. We've got Team Harris against Team Macmillan on the women's side, and it's currently 5-2 for Team Macmillan, and they're playing 6 right now. The other women's game is Team Reese Hansen and Team Wark, and they're also playing 6, and they're tied up 4-4. And on the men's side, the other men's A semifinal is Team Montgomery against Team Blandford. Team Blandford leads that one 2-1 at the moment. As well, we've got our U20 championships playing next door, and there's 2 games going on right now. We've got Team White against Team Stefan, and Team White is up 4-3. And we've got Team Harris versus Team Hunt, and those teams are tied at 3.
You're all caught up. We'll be right back with the second half after this.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats, like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Welcome back to Esquimalt. It's the British Columbia Curling Championships here on Curling Stadium and the Stadium Sports Network. It was a 2-point score for Jay Wakefield in the fifth end, in an end where both teams had some opportunities, and it was a series of good shots by Wakefield, and one that was so close to being perfect by DeYoung, but came up just a little bit too narrow. Gave Wakefield an opportunity to draw for 2. So Wakefield draws the action into the rings. Corner guard is on its way up. So happy to have you here with us on Curling Stadium. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Alex Duncan Wu. Rory McCusker is our producer.
A really good, exciting first half of the game. Both teams having opportunities, some capitalizing, some misses, but overall a really well played game, really close, and I think it's going to be a race to the finish.
And DeYoung already signaling that he wants to get things going with the corner guard up, and Wakefield's going to just end up with the guard here. I think he probably wanted that one to be a little bit deeper, but the guard's okay. We'll let DeYoung curl in on the intern side now.
Yeah, Team DeYoung definitely going to be pushing here for their deuce in the sixth end.
We talk so much about those even ends. If things were to stay, quote unquote, on serve right now, it would be 3 hammers for DeYoung and just 2 for Wakefield.
Yeah, those even ends so important. And nice setup there by Corey.
And play getting drawn here into the middle, so continue to jockey for position, and eventually one team might choose to hit that Control-Alt-Delete button.
Yeah, we see this play to the middle quite frequently now. Before I used to see a lot of teams coming around their corner guard. Like in this example, it's possible that Cam would have called a draw around the corner guard in the second end, but it seems like the middle is really where all the magic happens, and those teams want to be the first to get in there and be able to control that 4-foot area.
Newest curling slogan. In the middle, where the magic happens.
It's true. Unless they started putting buttons around the side of the rings. Four square curling. Nice little bump from Alex there. Jay opting for the freeze here. Maybe a bit of an aggressive call considering the score, but if they can nestle one in there, good. It will be hard to remove.
This one does need to curl up a little bit. Now just settle in. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. Pretty good from Chris Parkinson there. It's going to force a tough little jingle shot from Cam.
So you call that jingle. I call that a jostle.
Jostle. Well, we can combine. It can be a jingle jostle. Guards coming up. Ooh. Well played there by the sweepers.
And they do move him back a little bit. So it is, you see, it's shot stone belonging to Wakefield, but 2 red de Jong stones in front of the tee line. And once those stones get behind the tee line, they very seldom get closer.
And by very seldom, you mean never. I guess you could throw it around the horn and bump something up.
Yeah, very seldom.
But very seldom. But that is a lonely blueberry, as I would usually say, in a field of strawberries in this case.
They could be cherries or pomegranate seeds or. But you're a strawberry guy. I get it.
Yeah, I like my strawberries. We have yellow rocks at our club, so it's usually blueberries and lemons.
Ah, so, you know, my home
lemons.
club. My home club is blue and red, just like this.
Mm.
Although we have our house colors be green and yellow. Good
Ooh,
contrast.
so you've got all 4 colors there. So Cam opting for a corner freeze here. I really like this call. I think a lot of teams would see those blues in the house and maybe opt for a hit and roll, something like that. But I think Cam realizing that most of those blues are actually helping them at this moment, and utilizing one as a freeze stone is I think a pretty good call at this point when you're really trying for your due.
So you go to that angle there. throw the double, it's going to jam into your own, but you could actually almost maybe go around the horn a little bit. Or just draw right there. They want to talk about some more. It's settled on the draw now. Is that your first choice, Al? On the way right now. This has a lot of curling to do, and it also appears to be quite heavy. Ends up in a really good spot. They lie shot stone and third rather.
I think there's going to be an opportunity for Team de Jong to remove that stone, however, with hack weight, and they might be lying big after this if this shot goes to plan.
So throwing like hack, maybe board weight max. And just kind of push him back, shove him back, but not too far way back. Stone for Middleton. They need to curl up. Needs to keep on moving. Gets up to the face. Split him around. And you lie two. All in front of the tee line right now.
Real nice shot. I mean, all of those red rocks on the tee line or above the tee line, all of those blue rocks behind the tee line usually means that you're doing pretty well as red.
So staring at a strawberry shortcake, what's he going to do?
I would use my when life gives you lemons in this case, but there are no lemons. So when life gives you strawberries. It's going to be a team discussion here. Get all four players involved. Both these teams, lots of time still.
Yeah, and it's only their first mound visit.
They've still got 4 to use.
I mean, you could hammer that flat double. Or you could just kind of do the little draw push shot, kind of like what we just saw, but later.
Yeah, so the double that you're talking about, I believe off the rock that Daniels brushes above right now, that red rock, is an option, but it looks like it might jam on the blue rock.
And that's the thing about having all that shrapnel back there. It's always going to jam someplace.
Exactly. Lots of catchers. I think it's Jay's decision is try to get out of a jam with soft weight instead of hard weight in this case. So he's going to try and do basically what Sterling just did, maybe with a little bit less weight, and try to put his shooter in a really good position where he can't be removed.
So Jay Wakefield, after scoring a deuce, is in a bit of a trouble here, trying to get himself out here with his first in the sixth. Parkinson trying to work it over. Doesn't come up full enough, though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his shooter did bounce off there a bit, so it will be accessible for Team de Jong, and they have a chance to really punish Team Wakefield and make Jay throw a really tough shot in his last to not give up a big score.
I mean, think if you're Jay Wakefield right now, you have to put yourself into how do I give up less than 3?
Yeah, exactly. And I think their answer, we haven't seen the outcome of this shot yet, but the answer may be to try and freeze one in there or draw one in there.
And we know how tough a freeze is. And we'll see what the result of this shot is first. I think he's going to try to catch that one in the back of the 4 on the way by and bring the rest of his reds into play. His first to 2 in the 6th. Make contact with the first one. Catch it right on the way by. And you lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks.
Count them up.
Can't count them up yet.
Not quite. But still looking very good for Team Jong after an excellent shot there by Cam.
And that's about the world's scariest freeze right there. So once again, trying to see if there's a hit. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they're doing mound visit number 2 here.
Yep.
Try to cook something up, yeah.
Glad to see I have you on that train.
No, I'm going to start using that in my games. Like, that's one mound visit.
I think they're looking to see if they rifle on the outside there. How many do they get to have go away? Because if the freeze isn't perfect, or if they're short or whatever, 6 is not out of the question.
It is not, and the place that Jay pointed to, motion to on so they're attempting to freeze onto shot stone right above it. Even if it's made, I'm not. There might be an angle there for Cam to remove it using those 2 reds on the side. So this has to be ultra precise.
And I think if you use that angle, it would go right through the hole in the side there, or close enough to it.
Yeah, with the side door. So scary shot here from Jay, but we'll see what he can produce.
Potential turning point of the game. This is going to settle in, and it moved it just too far, Alex.
I think there's going to be a shot here for a bundle from Cam.
Oh, man. So Cameron DeYoung. Line shot. The chance for an absolute bundle. Final stone of the 6th. Trying to hold it. Kick it out through the hole, and there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. More than a midful. It's an Alfonseca, and he takes a 8-3 lead after 6. We'll be back after this. Take a look at that shot. They just came on down, managed it, swept it perfectly, and through the hole it went. Big score for Jong. We'll be back.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
Welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center, where we just had a 6 spot hung up by Cameron DeYoung to take a 5-stone lead. And Alex, we were talking some during the break there, but it was just a matter of trying to make the perfect shot, almost like we see in mixed doubles so much, where you try to make that freeze, and somebody just taps or jostles it or jiggles it out of the way. And then before you know it, bam, 6.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a ticking time bomb, and just every shot coming in. And it's not like Team Wakefield's missing by much, but that 2 inches heavy, foot heavy, bounce off, give him a chance, and that just snowballs into what we saw there, which was a big 6 for Team DeYoung to take a commanding lead here in the 7th.
So this is where I cue you up, partner, to say how you have to just keep your head in the game and score your dues. Go for it, Alex.
I mean, it's really tough for Team Wakefield. And it's really hard to do it, but you got to stay in there. And with 4 ends to go, 5 points, was that 1-1-2-1? 1-2-2-1? There's lots of opportunity to at least try to claw your way back and, maybe make it close.
Saving grace is that they are 2-0 going into this game, so at least in a good position coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's an important game. Every game's an important game in a triple knockout or even in the round robin. But the team has played well, albeit one bad end. But it's unfortunate because Team Wakefield really was putting a lot of pressure on Team DeYoung in the first half. And fortunately just seemed to unravel there a bit in the 6th.
Well, after that fortunate outcome for DeYoung, I know what he should do right now. I bet you do too. He should go buy himself a 50-50 ticket. It's at $1,620 in grilling. Go to curlbc.ca/5050 raffle. Take a shot.
I don't know if he wants to use up all his luck right now, though. Maybe save some for later as well.
I don't think he used this one time yet.
You don't think that was his one time?
No, I don't think that was the one time, no. I would say that for some sort of 20-foot double run back or something like that.
So Team Wakefield gonna do their best here to manufacture something.
And Cameron is going to move into C-Rock hit rack mode. So we C-Rock.
And we hit rock.
We hit rock. Do we hit both? Almost.
Just
that would have been sneaky. But they did have the double corner, so they'll get at least one under. You see the 3 De Jong stones are at a 90-degree angle, so potential for a triple there.
Yeah, Team Wakefield's bluestone there is sneakily a little bit buried as well behind one of the red stones, so I mean, Team Wakefield really looking for, I would say, 3 points at this stage. The deuce is obviously good, but it will still be an uphill climb.
And Sterling Middleton on guard removal detail. Oh, why don't we just make the double too?
So nonchalant too. Yeah, let's just make this run back. Double. No big deal.
So I like that call. You still need to draw under cover. It doesn't matter if it's the wrong color. You're gonna need some help if you're gonna get back in.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like Jay wanted to call hit and roll, and his team probably just yelled down there, "Look at the scoreboard," something to that effect. Daniel Dang on this hard all the way to try to get it past the and just ticks off.
And it rolls into the open. C-Rock hit rack. Middleton won't have to bring quite as much fire and fury with this one.
Just a nice control weight, little flip and flop to the middle. Team Wakefield again gonna ignore that pile of red rocks in the middle there, and try to put this on the corner of the red stone on the left hand side.
Trying to maintain the patient approach, which you're forced to do. Came down to a pretty nice spot, Alex.
That's a pretty good spot there. They were trying to just maybe that overcurled a half rock because they were trying to protect the other blue rock in the back there, back 8. But the result as it came out is still very good, and it's going to be a tricky shot for Cam to remove either of those blues. I think the shot's probably going to be to hit that back blue. It's going to be hard for Team Wakefield to remove all three of those center red rocks with only 2 shots to play. Possible, but difficult. I don't think we've mentioned either of these teams' coaches yet, have we, Dave?
We have not.
Because I just noticed their Team Wakefield's coach, Brad Fenton, sitting behind and having a little chat with Chris there. And then, as we see now, that is Paul Cheka coaching Team De Jong. So both these teams bringing coaches, both coaches having lots of experience with these two teams, been with these teams for each at least a couple years now. So
And he does pick the back one out. Leaves a lot of catchers.
yeah, Team De Jong looks like they're sitting at least 3 right now, and it's close for 4th. It's going to be quite challenging, I would say, for Team Wakefield to remove all those stones with 2 shots, but
Well, as we have another mound visit.
are we at 3 now?
That's 3.
Are those
They have
keeping
3,
track at home?
They have 3. Yep, they have 3 left. Get 6 per game. So thinking about taking that on now. I almost feel like that has to be the last shot of the end, but I don't know how you don't throw it now. So I want to have my cake and eat it. And I'm sure there's a pony there someplace. Has to be.
I guess. Yeah, I guess the only other shot would be to try to get a blue on the button there somehow, maybe with a draw or a hit and roll.
In turn, draw into the back, and then maybe play off your own with your last one to try to get 2 that way. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think they've given up on trying to count that outside blue stone. So this is just a double to try to open it up a bit. Maybe give yourself a miracle shot for 2 on the last shot there. But Cam's gonna just draw one in there to sit 4 and probably get at least a force, if not maybe a steal.
We encourage you to keep it with us here on Curling Stadium all weekend long for these provincial championships. Right now we have Reese Hansen versus Warka as our other featured matchup. We'll have Wilson Powell for our nightcap. Filestone from De Jong and number 7.
The boys are sweeping this one hard, end to end, trying to sit 4th, and they will. Very nicely done.
Okay. Is there some kind of psycho miracle shot there, Alex?
I'm going to go on a limb and say no. but we'll see if that can be proved wrong. He's got to remove 4 stones here
Right.
in order to count a second one. So
look, he's just gonna look like take one here.
yeah, this looks like maybe the hidden roll to the button to try to get the 1. Extremely precise.
Yeah. See, I was wondering if he ever just caught the edge of the one that was just thrown. Wicket into the
you're right,
side
Dave.
and into the one in the back. Yeah, I think they're just looking for one here.
I think he's just playing the straight half waiter on the shot stone, not the hidden roll.
Final stone of the 7th. Jay Wakefield trying to put one on the board. He's facing 4. Just a light clean on this right now. Now a little carve over. Needs to move it far enough. And just does. Single point for Wakefield. And they trail by 4. We'll be back with end number 8 in just a moment. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
And welcome back to Esquimalt, British Columbia. It's the Archie Browning Curling Center here. The BC Curling Championships. It is Cameron DeYoung with a commanding 4-stone lead here in end number 8 with the hammer over Jay Wakefield. And Wakefield, it was just not able to really get anything going. DeYoung turned him away at every offensive opportunity there, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you're in this position trying to just keep your rocks in play somehow, but a team with the hitting caliber of Team DeYoung is usually not going to let you do that for an extended period of time. So well played there. Well played 8 rocks by Team DeYoung to limit any offensive chance, and now they're going to get the hammer and maybe try to finish this game here in 8.
And they bring that one right into the rings. Wakefield thinking about tapping it back just a little bit. Now going to draw around the outside.
Yeah, this end for Team Wakefield's all about just try and keep as many rocks in play in the center and try to make Cam throw against 2 or 3 rocks on his last if they can. But Team Yon's going to enter C rock, hit rock mode pretty quickly here. And
so we'll be Horvath with the first one to have an opportunity to make some waves. Enough of an angle here to make some things go. Just gets the top one. Sterling was too busy watching.
looks like that one overcurled though. I mean, I think they were trying to get the angle on. Yeah. So when that rock stays in play, and that's gonna be in the draw path there, that high red rock. So a bit of a break there for Team Wakefield. See if they can capitalize here with a nice draw around everything.
So looking to draw around the entire mess here. And that is a fantastic effort right there.
Wow, look at that finish. Overcurled the high red guard by about a rock and a half, maybe 2 rocks.
Take another shot at this. Get all 3 of them going if you hit it just right. This is just going to be the straight peel. Oh!
Ooh.
Oh! Oh, you sneaky devil, you!
Great shot there by Alex, getting the angle perfectly right, and Cam with a great line call there.
So Wakefield still hasn't been able to find a pony.
Probably going to be guard peel here for a bit.
And here comes the guard, and here comes our thanks to our presenting sponsors, Best Western, Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, Digital Direct, and AMJ Moving. Platinum sponsors, Kia Victoria and Peninsula Co-op. And our government community sponsors, the Greater Victoria Sport Tourism Commission, the BC government, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt. Thank you so much for supporting curling in British Columbia. As the peel comes on down. Oh, almost got them both on the way by. But in a decent spot for the guard to go back. Because now a double peel has a better chance of jamming.
Yeah, still some glimpse of hope here for Team Wakefield. They have that blue rock in the 8-foot, so maybe they can plan for a short run back on their last, or maybe try to freeze the redstone on their last.
The guard coming back on up. We'll have coverage up for you all weekend here on Curling Stadium and SSN of the BC Provincial Curling Championships. If If you haven't had the opportunity to do so, please subscribe to Curling Zone on YouTube. Keep you up to date on both this championship and many others across the country and the world. So here's Middleton.
Ooh, just enough. Just a whisker.
He didn't want to hurt it. Give it a little hot towel shave there. You ever got a hot towel shave, Alex?
No, I wish I could grow enough facial hair to get a hot towel shave, though.
It is an experience.
My teammates were doing a Movember for the Open Championships. And my 3 teammates, shout out to my teammates, they had tremendous mustaches. And unfortunately there was my Asian genes and just couldn't get one going. I told them if I start now, I might be ready for next year's Movember.
Well, as you get older, you're going to learn that hair will grow everywhere except your head.
Looks like it's going to be another guard for Team Wakefield here.
Yeah, you have to throw one more. Jay Wakefield throwing with the big bus. I think that stabilizer has a pretty good feel. I threw with one once or twice.
Yeah, he's got that what's it called? Pro something? Pro curl? Slide Pro? I'm probably totally butchering it.
I didn't even go for it. One, because I don't know if they're sponsored. If they write a check, I'll gladly learn everything about it. Yeah, but it seems to really provide the people who use it a lot of stability. That's what I tell people at the club, it's not a problem to use a stabilizer as you throw.
No, not at all. And everyone's got a bit of a different placement where they want their stabilizing hand, right? So some people like it higher, lower on their brush, and that stabilizer provides an exact point for you to be able to hold on every time and, provide some consistency. Big weight here.
So DeYoung looking for the double-double. He gets it with a side of Timbits.
That sounds like a delicious Tim Hortons order. Maybe a little 10-pack. So it's going to be the freeze of death, as I like to call it, from Jay Wakefield here. Freezing for your life.
So here's Wakefield with arguably the most difficult shot in curling, the perfect freeze. This one looks a hair heavy. You're just walking it down. Need to be right there, and you can't really bump. Now walk it right to it. Is it going to over curl? Oh, they watched it too long, Alex.
Yeah, unfortunately, weight was close-ish. Line just a little tight, maybe. You weren't able to get it there.
I mean, had they brushed for straight, they would have gotten some distance there and maybe been able to hold the line.
Yeah,
They
it
just
seems
got-
like they weren't panicking too much, but
So DeYoung has one in his pocket. Looking for a second one to send this one to the patch. Final stone of the 8th. The boys are just walking this one down. Is the weight perfect? The weight is really good, but does it curl up far enough? Oh, well, it's at least one. Probably two. And either way, it's enough. So
didn't matter.
It's a final score of, well, we'll leave that for the officials to figure out. They kicked it, they'll hang it. I'm going to say 10-4 in favor of Cameron DeYoung. And they improve their record to 2-0. Wakefield falls to 2-1. And Alex, it's just a game where Wakefield certainly had those chances.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. I mean, a couple key misses from Team Wakefield. They had control of those first 5 ends. Most of the ends, they were putting a lot of pressure on Team DeYoung. Unfortunate miss there on the shot for 4 from Jay. And Team DeYoung came back stronger in the second half and was able to generate that 6 right away, which really put an end to the game right there.
So we're going to send you over to our other feature game right now. So thank you so much for joining us on Curling Stadium. For Alex Duncan Wu and Rory McCusker, I'm Dave Schmel. Good day.